been waiting for this moment all week. The bass drop hits and I hit my peak of everything I trained for, everything I built. First drop, no remorse and no guilt for going harder than I did before. First drop always leaves me wanting more of the feeling when the bass and the bar combine. Every rep is mine. Feeling building, can't contain it. First drop coming, can't restrain it. Massive drumming, can't restrain it.
Some pressure building. Can you feel it? The pressure builds before the bass drops low. Sub pressure, that's how champions grow. Under the weight of everything that pushes. Sub pressure through the binder as it rushes. Toward the drop, toward the pour, the middle it's on. Sub pressure, that's the only way to learn. What you made of, what you can withstand. Sub pressure, iron in your hand. Feel the pressure. me grow. Some pressure, feel it in your chest. Some pressure, putting you to the test of everything you said you could endure. Some pressure, that's what I train for. The bass drops low and so do I. Some pressure, reaching for the sky. Through the floor of what I thought was possible. Some pressure, unstoppable. Diamonds form under pressure, so do I. Sub pressure, never asking why. Hit a weight is heavy, nagging again. Sub pressure, going again and again into the deep frequency of the grind. Sub pressure, clearing up my mind of everything except the rep in front. Sub pressure, always at the front. Pressure builds. Diamonds form. Sub pressure. Weather every storm. Sub pressure. Feel it in your chest. Sub pressure. Putting you to the test of everything you said you could endure. Sub pressure. That's what I train for. The bass drops low and so do I. Sub pressure. Reaching for the sky. Through the floor that thought was possible. Sub pressure, unstoppable. Pressure. Song drops. Sub pressure. Now. Pressure. Still building. Sub pressure. Still feeling every limit.
Entering the drop zone. Claim it. Own it. I claim this drop zone with my discipline. Every session is a territory win. Drop zone. This is where the strong ones live. Drop zone. Everything I have to give goes into the ownership of this space. Drop zone. Look the limit in the face and tell it that this territory's mine. Drop zone, holding every line. Territory claim. Drop zone. Oh. Drop zone. This is home. Drop zone. This is my territory. Drop zone. Building up my story. Rep by rep and set by set and drop. Drop zone. Absolutely won't stop claiming ground from every version of weak. Drop zone. Finding what I seek in the deep frequency of the bass. Drop zone. Drop zone. My territory. My space. The drop zone isn't given, it is taken. Drop zone. Every morning I'm awakened to the call of claiming more than yesterday. Drop zone operating every day in the territory of the discipline. Drop zone. Everything I've been building toward is in this zone right here. Drop zone. Crystal clear. On the zone. On the drop. Drop zone. Never stop. Drop zone. This is my territory. Drop zone. Building up my story. Rep by rep and set by set and drop. Drop zone. Absolutely won't stop claiming ground from every version of weak. Drop zone. Finding what I seek in the deep frequency of the bass. Drop zone. Drop zone. Zone. Zone it. Now! Drop zone! Drop zone! Name! Mine!
Bass gravity. Pulling effortlessly down. The gravity of the bass pulls me down into the deepest frequency in town of discipline, of daily dedication. Bass gravity, the foundation of everything I've built by showing up. Bass gravity, filling every cup of potential that was sitting there unused. Bass gravity, I refuse to float above the work without the weight. Gravity pulls toward the ground. Bass gravity, that's where strength is found. Bass gravity, feel the pull. Bass gravity, going to the full depth of what the bass can reach inside. Bass gravity, nowhere left to hide from the weight of every feel I've chosen. Bass gravity, never frozen by the fear of going deep enough. Bass gravity, bass gravity, can't get enough. Everything that rises must come down. Bass gravity, wearing every crown of discipline before the rise begins. Bass gravity, that's where winning wins. In the lowest point of the wreck, the deepest squad. Bass gravity, giving everything I've got to the bottom of the movement, then the rise. Bass gravity, opening my eyes down to the bottom, then rise up. Bass gravity, never give up. Bass gravity, feel the pull. Bass gravity, going to the full depth of what the bass can reach inside. Bass gravity, nowhere left to hide from the weight of everything I've chosen. Bass gravity, never frozen by the fear of going deep enough. Bass gravity, bass gravity, can't get enough. Pull it down, push it up. Bass gravity, never stop. Bass gravity, pulling strong. Bass gravity,
Drop architecture. Blueprint.
I architect my body like a building. Drop architecture, always filling every blueprint with the maximum load. Drop architecture, carrying the code of discipline into every rep and set. architecture, nothing to regret. Because the structure that I'm building here, drop architecture, crystal clear. Blueprint locked, structure rising, drop architecture, not surprising. Results. Drop architecture, building from the ground. Drop architecture, laying every pound of iron into the foundation of the frame. Drop architecture, nothing stays the same. When you architect your body with precision. Drop architecture, making every decision. Down toward the structure I intend to be. Drop architecture, engineering me. Engineering me. Every rep is a load-bearing wall. Drop architecture stands through every fall of doubt, of weakness, of the days I didn't. Drop architecture always didn't. Let the structure weaken from inside. Drop architecture, nowhere left to hide. Structural integrity in every lift. Drop architecture, that's the gift. Load bearing, weight holding. Drop architecture, always building.
velocity. Launching. Maximum speed. I move at the velocity of someone who has no time for less than getting done. Everything I said I would today. Drop velocity. That's the only way to operate when the clock is always moving. Drop velocity. Always improving the speed at which I execute the plan. Drop velocity. That's who I am. Velocity locked. Speed maximum. Drop velocity. Platinum. Drop velocity. Moving at the speed. Drop velocity. Giving what I need. To the process, to the session, to the bar. Drop velocity. Raising every bar. The drop hits fast and I hit faster. Drop velocity. Going past the limit of the speed I thought I had. Drop velocity. Drop velocity. Going mad. The velocity of discipline compounds. Our velocity, making all the sounds of progress that accelerate each day. Velocity, that's the only way. Slow at first, then faster as it builds. Drop velocity, how the body feels with speed of execution, speed of growth. Drop velocity, I won't want more. Faster, faster. Drop velocity. Master. Drop velocity. Moving at the speed. Drop velocity. Giving what I need. To the process, to the session, to the bar. Drop velocity. Raising every bar. The drop hits fast and I hit faster. Drop velocity. Going past the limit of the speed I thought I had. Drop velocity. Drop velocity.
force of the drop meets the force of my will. Bass impact, going for the kill of every land standing in my way. Bass impact. Bass impact. Newton set for every force applied. Bass impact, nothing left to hide. An equal and opposite reaction comes. Bass impact, doing all the sums of effort and the output that returns. Bass impact, that's how the body learns to generate the force it needs to grow. Bass impact, feel the afterglow. Force applied. Force return. Bass impact. Everything earned. Bass on rank. Bass impact. Big force. Bass impact. Stay in the course of maximum output on every single hit. Bass impact, refusing to quit. The force of the drop meets the force of my will. Bass impact, going for the kill of every limit standing in my way. Bass impact. Bass impact. Everything. Force. Impact. Bass. Contact. Mixing mob. Bass impact, still winning. Bass impact, still winning. Drop resistance. Push through the calm. Resistance is the point, not the problem. Drop resistance. I always solve them. Every obstacle that stands between. Drop resistance. And the best I win. It's just a rip I haven't done yet. Drop resistance. No regret.
stop. Progress has stopped. Fought and gone. Push through. Break through. Drop resistance. Break now. Thrown. Now. Progress has done. Overcome. Progress has done. Almost done. Never done. Base demolition. Destroying everything weak. I bring the demolition to my limits daily. Base demolition, never ever failing to destroy the ceiling that was there before. Base demolition, breaking every flaw of what I thought was possible for me. Base demolition, setting myself free through the destruction of the ordinary. Base demolition, legendary. Bring it down, tear it up. Base demolition, never stop. Base demolition. Base demolition. Tear it all down. Base demolition, taking the crown of every limit I've been handed since birth. Base demolition, proving my worth through the rubble of the person I once was. Base demolition, just because I chose to build something better from the ash. Base demolition, making the dash. Demolish to rebuild, that's the process. Base demolition, never careless with the destruction. Always purposeful. Base demolition, merciful. Only to the stronger version coming. Base demolition, always running toward the demolition of the next ceiling. Base demolition, that's the feeling. Demolish, rebuild. Base demolition, fulfill. Base demolition, tear it all down. Base demolition, taking the crown of every limit I've been headed since birth. Base demolition, proving my worth through the rubble of the person I once was. Base demolition, just because I chose to build something better from the ash. Base demolition, making the dash. Tear it down, build it up. Base demolition, never stop. Base demolition, complete. Base demolition, complete. Build again, stronger.
Ignition sequence initiated.
Launching. Ignition sequence started at the bar. Drop ignition, reaching for the star. Of everything I said is my objective. Drop ignition, always staying active. On the mission, on the launch trajectory. Drop ignition, that's the category. I operate and always launching higher. Drop ignition, never gonna tire.
Ignition started.
Launch. Coming. Launch. Drop ignition.
Run him in.
Drop ignition, launching into space. Drop ignition, breaking every race. Record I set last week with something new. Drop ignition, breaking up through the atmosphere of average into something there. Drop ignition, finding the air. Above the ceiling they said I would hit. Drop ignition. Drop ignition! Every session is a launch sequence. Drop ignition, building the cadence of commitment that propels me off the ground. Drop ignition, that's the only sound of progress, the roar of engines burning. Drop ignition, always learning to generate more thrust and resistance. Drop ignition, closing the distance. Engine started. Watch out! Drop ignition! Robin on! Drop ignition! Launching into space! Record I said last week with something new! Drop ignition! Breaking on through the atmosphere of average into something new! Drop ignition! Finding the air! Above the ceiling they said I would hit! Drop ignition! Drop ignition! 3, 2, 1. Drop ignition! Launch! Now! Drop ignition! Launch! Drop ignition! Launch! Drop ignition! Launch!
Into orbit.
Base collapse. Control. Rebuild. Incoming. I let it collapse before I build it back. Base collapse, staying on the track of destroy and rebuild the ancient cycle. Base collapse, always the recycle of the weak into something stronger. Base collapse, making me longer, lasting more resilient to the force. Base collapse, holding on longer through the microscopic tears that build. Base collapse, every goal fulfilled through the cycle of the breaking and repair. Base collapse, finding something rare in the ruins of the effort and the strain. Base collapse, embrace the pain. Break it down, build it up. Base collapse, never stop. Base collapse, let it all fall down. Base collapse, building from the ground of everything that crumbled into ash. Base collapse, making the dawn. Yeah, the stronger version in the ruin. Base collapse, always pursuing the rebuild that comes after every fall. Base collapse, through it all. Collapse, rebuild. Base collapse, fulfilled, stronger than before. Stronger than before. Base collapse, rebuild. Base collapse, fulfilled, stronger than before.
Drop supremacy. Absolute supreme. I declared supremacy over my weakness. Drop supremacy. The uniqueness of choosing to be more than what I started. Drop supremacy. Never brokenhearted by the gap between where I am and where I go. Drop supremacy. The undertow of mediocrity has no power here. Drop supremacy. Crystal clear. Supreme declared. Limits cleared. Drop supremacy. Persevere. Drop supremacy, absolute control. Drop supremacy, owning every goal I set for myself in the early hours. Drop supremacy, all the powers of discipline and daily dedication. Drop supremacy, my foundation is supreme and nothing shakes it now. Drop supremacy, drop supremacy. That's the Supremacy isn't given, it is built. Drop supremacy. No guilt for the hours spent in building something great. Drop supremacy. Arriving late to nothing, always only to the grind. Drop supremacy. Peace of mind that comes from knowing I gave everything. Drop supremacy. That's the best. Supreme, always supreme, forever. Drop supremacy. Never ever. Stop it! Drop supremacy! Absolute control! Drop supremacy! Owning every goal I set for myself in the early hours! Drop supremacy! All the powers of discipline and daily dedication! Drop supremacy! My foundation is supreme and nothing shakes it now! Drop supremacy! Drop supremacy! That's the vibe! drop supremacy. The dream achieved.
Bass. Threshold. Approaching. Break it! Every limit has a threshold I can break. Bass threshold! Everything I take. From the session pushing past the point. Bass threshold! Every joint and muscle tested past the threshold line. Bass threshold! Yours and mine to break and find what lives beyond the wall. Bass threshold! Answers every call. Threshold approaching. Break that threshold. Bass threshold. Break now. Bass threshold. Break the limit now. Bass threshold. Show me how to stop it. I'll show you it can be done. Bass threshold. Everyone who stands here long enough will find. Bass threshold. Peace of mind and breaking what they thought was permanent. Bass threshold. Bass threshold. The threshold is a story that I'm rewriting. Bass threshold! Always fighting. The narrative that says this is as far. Bass threshold! Raise the bar above the threshold that they set for me. Bass threshold! I break free of every ceiling every time I show. Bass threshold! Watch me go! Break the threshold! Break the limit! Bass threshold! Still in it! Bass threshold! Bass threshold! Break the limit now! Bass threshold! Show me how to stop and I'll show you it can't be done! Bass threshold! Everyone who stands here long enough will find! Bass threshold! Peace of mind and breaking what they thought was permanent! Bass threshold! Bass threshold! Approaching, breaking, threshold, taking everything. Breaking. Open. New limits.
Eternal bass drop. Forever. Dropping.
When this playlist ends, the bass drop lives on.
Eternal bass drop.
Carrying on inside the discipline that doesn't stop.
Eternal bass drop.
Always to the top of everything I said I would become.
Eternal bass drop.
Never going numb to the feeling of the drop inside my chest.
Eternal bass drop.
Giving my best.
Eternal drop. Live forever.
someone, someone needs this drop. Eternal bass drop, refusing to stop, giving what it gave to me today. Eternal bass drop, finding the way.